What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to episode number 20 of the Review Point podcast, coming to you from fanboysanonymous.com. I am your host, Tony Mango, the guy who calls the shots over at Fanboys Anonymous. And joining me today, I've got Kaylin Ferris.
Hello, everybody.
And Angela Williams.
Hi.
So, what we're going to be talking about is Heroes Reborn, first and second episodes for this brand new season, spin-off, slash reboot, slash requel, slash sequel. I don't know what they really want to call it. Mini-series. Essentially, it all breaks down to that. Heroes is returning. It's redubbed. And we've got Brave New World and Odessa were the two episodes that just happened last night when we were recording this. So we're going to give our little review point of that. And, of course, if you don't know what a review point is, it's about as simple as you could possibly get. We just talk about a bunch of stuff and say whether it was a hit or a miss. Now, before we get into this, I want to warn you guys, there will be spoilers, so if you have not seen it yet and you don't want to know what happens, bookmark this, go watch those two episodes, then come back and check out our review. Or if you don't care, listen to it anyway. Or maybe if you are the type of person that you don't know whether or not you should check it out and you want to hear our opinions to see whether you should or shouldn't, then, it's all up to you guys. So don't pitch and complain. Anyway, first impressions of it, what did you think? Kaylin?
I really enjoyed it. I didn't really go into it with very high expectations. I really enjoyed the original Heroes series, at least in the beginning and sort of in the middle. At the end, it sort of, I don't know, it just sputtered out for me and got kind of silly. I didn't really enjoy the final season of Heroes. But so this one, going into it, I didn't have the highest expectations, but it seems promising. It seems like they're able to breathe fresh new life into it, which desperately needed. And maybe giving it a little bit of time in between, what it's been like 5.5 years or something since the last episode aired, giving it that time, maybe, the heart grows fonder in the distance. So I'm excited. I think based on what I've seen so far, I think it has a lot of promise, and I'm going to stick with it for now.
Angie, what about you? When this set of two episodes got done, were you like, shit, it still sucks? Or is it like, they're on the right track?
Same as Kaylin, I did not have high hopes. But as soon as I saw it start out with the character Noah, just, standing there, and just the first 10 minutes of it, I thought, oh my gosh, they can really play off of this. Let's see what they do. And as it went further in, I really enjoyed it. There were bits and pieces of it. I was just like, oh, this looks like, I know where this is going, or what did they do this for? But overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked that they started off with Noah and establishing him basically as the main character. He sort of was in the original one, even though at first you weren't sure, what side he was sort of playing, if he was good or bad. And I think he's really good as an actor, and he holds the show together pretty well. So I was happy to see him with a really strong presence right from the get-go.
Especially for this story. I thought, oh, now that he's in it, they're obviously going to focus around him. They could do a lot with this.
Now, I've always loved Noah. From the very beginning, I had 3 favorite characters, and it really didn't waver. But Siler, of course, everybody loves Siler. Peter, I was always a big fan of, but Noah was above and beyond my favorite. And,
really? I was never that big of a fan of Peter Petrelli.
Really?
Yeah.
Too much like a Superman syndrome or something?
Yeah.
It was. I don't know. He was, I don't know. Something about him bugged me. I liked Matt Parkman a lot, the cop. And I did like Nathan, too. I liked him a lot. But Peter, for some reason, I don't know. He was all right, but sort of rubbed me the wrong way in some ways.
You know who always used to bug me?
Which
Nikki. One? And Jessica, the whole twin mom.
Oh, yes. The Allie Larder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very annoying. Yeah,
there's a lot from the first show. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it sort of, they killed it eventually.
Yeah, that was one character.
But there's so much of it I don't remember.
Yeah, that character especially, that was probably my least favorite part. Thanks for bringing that up.
When I look back on that show, I always think that first volume, that first season, was so amazing. But at the same time, I think I know where they went wrong on the show. And it was partially the writer's strike, which killed season 2. And then they had no fucking idea what they were going to do with volume 3.
Right.
That was just a to utter shits.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't remember exactly when the strike fell in there.
Yeah.
That was between the first and second season, or
I don't remember if it was first and second or second volume and the third.
okay, yeah,
It was somewhere around there though.
yeah,
But I think it was between the first and the second. Because they had like a whole big plot that they were going to do with the virus that was going out,
hmm
and they never got into it. And then
yeah.
it's
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
That's
They
right.
introduced the twins, Maya and I think Alejandro was his name.
Okay.
All I remember is he pissed me the fuck off because he would always say Maya like Maja, and he was
Oh.
always
Yes.
just like Maya, Maya. And I was just like, fuck, somebody kill this guy. And as soon as Siler did, I'm like, all right, we're back on track. But that show just nosedived after volume 1. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the problems is they were thinking that they weren't going to have the same cast continue. And Ali Larder's character was a big flaw that never fixed itself.
hmm
I think if they would have thought maybe another 15, 20 minutes or so when they were pitching this idea, maybe an hour, maybe a day, however long it would have taken, a much smarter route would have been if they wanted to do the whole like a mother, single mother who has to like deal with, her ex-husband or whatever and raising the kid and money problems and stuff like that. Instead of making her super strong, considering they were going to do this whole like split personality thing, wouldn't it have made sense for her to have that ability where she can split herself?
You mean like physically split herself?
Yeah, 'cause
Did
they
they
introduced
do
that
that?
later on.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So they weren't against the idea. But the super strong thing was like, okay, well then season 2 comes around, you have a bunch of people that are super strong. She's pointless now.
hmm
Yeah.
Or even if they really were just like, we need another female character and whatever, Parkman's character could have been a female. Could have had
Sure.
a female cop with telepathy.
hmm
I think that Ali Larder's role screwed up a lot of stuff. And they've had their other problems. I mean, they ran into a bunch of bullshit, but this was their idea of like, we're just gonna push that all aside and we're gonna try to start new and we're gonna start off with Claire's dead. And it's like, yeah, alright, that's one of the problems.
Well,
she was
she's
great at first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she was good at first, but yeah, after a while, I could, do without her. But it's, very convenient that her character died, and as she happens to be starring in other things at the moment. I think it was one of those where if they could have gotten her, they would have, but she's unavailable. That's what I'm guessing anyway.
She might not have wanted to, too,
Yeah.
because apparently there was a whole issue. She and the guy, Milo Ventimiglia,
Yeah.
those two dated, and apparently there was a bitter breakup.
Oh.
So neither of them were on the show, and I don't know if that was because they were both kind of too busy, or if one of them was too busy and they didn't want to do the other one, or what was the case. But maybe part of it was just like, we don't want to be back on that thing because what are the chances that the other one might show up?
Right.
That kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have happened.
So we had really nobody returning other than Noah. But hey, if anybody's going to return, I'm like, yo, Noah's the shit.
hmm
And he makes
Yeah.
sense because he's kind of like the Nick Fury of this universe. He's the one guy who ties it all together, and he's a strong performer. He's somebody who like you can trust to get the story going, but not just be Mr. Exposition. So I'm a big fan of him.
I never thought about the Nick Fury parallel, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
He
I was
totally
glad. I
Yeah.
was glad I saw no one else except him.
Yeah.
No one else came back except him.
So far.
Well, two other people.
So
did.
far.
Which ones?
Molly Walker.
Well, yes, but
At
different
the end.
actress.
Yeah, different actress. And the Haitian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was good. He was.
Oh.
Yeah, it's his cameo. He, spoiler alert, died. Which was cool that they had him in there for that brief moment. He was in there for like all of 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can see some characters coming back for just brief
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was
moments, but you can tell as a main character, it was just Noah.
cool. hmm
And I really hope that they kind of don't lose him in this. Because it looks like our other two, maybe three, depending on how you look at it, that our main characters are Tommy, the little kid,
hmm
Hmm.
El Vengador, the masked vigilante, that whole storyline, and
Yep.
Katana Girl.
Okay, yeah.
What about Quentin?
Well, he's kind of tied into the Noah
He's tied
stuff.
in the Noah
I know
thing.
I can see him dying though, but I really I'll get into that when we.
Yeah, we're gonna start breaking down characters, and you know what? Actually, why don't we go with that first? Tie him and Noah in together because they seem to be the ones that we're taking the journey with for the story that really combines everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna be the exposition team, which is cool because, like I said, Noah, perfect guy to do that. And the conspiracy nut job, Quentin Frady is his name. It's like really Frady Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw that guy on A to Z, which was an okay show. You know, it was the type of thing where like I'd download it, watch it 2 weeks later, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all right, and I like him in this role. I think that he plays a good, like, typical conspiracy nut.
Yeah, when I saw and actually became to understand the character, I was really glad that the writers could do that, that they needed some kind of light comedy relief. You know,
He's sort of a goofy character
yeah,
so far.
a goofy,
He
just a little out there,
mm-hmm.
less dramatic, but also, you know, can be serious back and forth. And
And he introduced the idea that his main purpose of this is to find his sister, who has kinesis, which is controlling shadows. One of my least favorite powers, I'd probably have to say. But I don't know if this is me being dumb or what. Was she the person that they showed that was in, like, the, I don't know, North Pole or something, trying to control the eclipse?
I hadn't thought
Not
about
sure.
that, but that very well could be. Yeah, I kind of breezed by that section. You know, I saw it, but I didn't really register since they didn't ever come back to it. But that totally could be.
It would make sense, because if she controls shadows and the eclipse is just a big shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
But why would it matter?
Good question.
She's sitting there like, I can't stop it this time or something like that. And it's like, all right, well, the eclipse can give some people powers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a dumb fucking story. I was hoping that they would drop, but they're going to
we're not
continue it.
supposed to understand yet.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's so I dropped it trying to think about that. Just okay. Let's
Well,
see
speaking
what-
of understanding, you know, and with Noah and Quentin trying to figure out what's going on, I'm still looking forward to getting some more details about what happened in the event in the very beginning of the show with the Evo Pride festival or whatever that was. And I thought that was kind of a cool parallel that they drew between that and, you know, kind of like the Gay Pride Festival or something, where, you know, acceptance of the Evos, and, you know, they had the signs of the hate groups, you know,
Yeah,
God
and the
hates
rainbows everywhere.
Evos. And yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And then, you know, they show the devastation that came thereafter, and figuring out exactly who was behind this and why, I think, is definitely the big mystery here that they're trying to
we
unlock.
saw that large shadow
Yeah.
suddenly appear.
Yeah, so I don't know if his sister had something to do with that event, with, you know, because we saw the darkness coming over with that. So that's something I'm looking forward to finding out.
I blame Westboro.
Westboro.
It seems like they're at fault. We have that as like our overarching story, and of course we're going to be following those two and learning more about what happened to the sister for Quentin and HRG's daughter Claire,
Right.
who supposedly may or may not be dead, but we'll see. They are looking for Molly Walker right now, and Molly Walker has been replaced, different actress. Dare Tischler, I think is how you pronounce her name, was originally the character,
Okay.
and Francesca Eastwood, if I'm remembering correctly too about that, is the recast job, who I'm a little bit disappointed that they had the recast, because I liked the girl that played Molly before. I thought she was a damn good actress for being a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably a better actress now, or maybe she's the type of person that doesn't even act anymore. I don't really know. I haven't followed her career.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I felt weird that I was like, I saw this Francesca woman and I was just kind of like, she's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, you're Molly. And I'm like, no, now I'm thinking of that little girl. No, I don't think I do that. Like,
Well, that one actually kind of surprised me, you know, that I knew that they were looking for her, and it was right there in front of my face. I probably should have seen that one coming. But when he on the phone announced, we found Molly Walker. I was like, oh, duh, I should have noticed that. But I thought that was a cool twist, and I'm interested in seeing, because her power was what? That she can locate all the other Evos, right?
Yeah, she could locate any person by thinking of them, unless they're dead.
Okay. Now,
well, she might now be able to, but
I forget. Is it only the people with powers, or she can do that with anybody?
I think she could do it with anybody.
Okay.
But it might be only people with powers. That I can't remember, because a lot of this show is just like out the window. Don't remember it. It's been a couple of years, and it's hard to remember things you hate. So it's like, you think about Volume 3, and you're like, Volume 3, that was the one where,
I just did a quick search, and it looks like, anybody in the world with a mere thought. So, which is kind of what I thought. But yeah, it's interesting seeing. I'm keeping an open mind. I'll see where they go with this. At first, I wasn't sure what her significance was when, you saw the gambler there. What's his name? I don't even know his name.
I don't know that guy either.
Yeah,
I don't like him yet, but I really don't like his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
No.
She's terrible.
And not in the, like, I'm not supposed to like her kind of way. I just don't like her.
Yeah.
Like, her character doesn't seem that interesting. The actress doesn't seem that great. I hope that they die very quickly.
I get that.
Yeah, I didn't think she was a very good actor. But for the whole scenario, I was very disappointed how stupid Molly was.
Yeah,
doing
I mean,
that.
why is she, if she's supposedly in hiding, why is she getting so close to these other people that she realizes have powers? I mean, I understand she wanted money so she could run away and get a new life, but you would think there'd be other ways to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, what, especially if she realized that this guy does indeed have a power and she's going to confront him like that.
With nothing?
That seemed really stupid to me.
With a knife that she threw that he can control.
Yeah.
And then go out with a girl.
Yeah, somebody that she
and
just
then
met.
Start drinking.
Yeah,
and
she seemed kind of reckless or careless to me with her actions, but maybe there's a reason behind that. I don't know.
Yeah. We got also the two married couple, the Luke and Joanne Collins. They're hunting down all the Evos because they had lost their son, Denny. I think his name was not Denny.
Something like that.
I don't know if that's his original wife or not.
Well, yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal is with these guys. Yeah, he was talking about his son, but that could just all be bullshit that he was telling the group. He did say, for Danny whenever he lit the fire, but as far as the full consequences of that, I mean...
No, he was, when they were in that room, he was picking up the toys saying that he had this and that he loved it so much. And
I think that they are the true married couple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's the difference between, like, Luke is somebody who we might end up rooting for later on. He's already terrible because he's killed a bunch of people.
Right.
But he's shown that he doesn't want to kill Tommy.
Yeah.
And Joanne's kind of nuts.
No, I think they're a true married couple, but I mean, as far as their motivation goes, the true motivation behind that and where their actual loyalties lie.
I wouldn't be surprised if they reveal later on that Joanne was partially responsible.
Yeah.
And that he kind of goes like, what, you didn't fucking say anything? And she's like, the Evos are the real problem, that kind of a thing.
That makes sense.
And, then he kills her and that kind of thing like that. Luke is, I don't know, like, I look at Zachary Levi and I think, I've never seen him in anything where he wasn't a good guy.
Right.
So maybe he chose this because it's something different, but I already like him enough that I think that he's going to turn. So,
see, that's kind of what I was thinking too. We were talking about this when we were watching it.
Started watching it, I realized, he's not going to keep this path for very long. I don't think they're the original married couple because he was sort of talking about his son like she didn't know when they were in that room.
So we don't know necessarily that
but she is wearing a ring on her left hand.
So we don't know necessarily that she's the mother. He's the father, but she's not necessarily the mother. Or do we know that?
We don't.
Okay.
I don't think we know for sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I wouldn't be
here.
surprised if she were involved somehow. That would totally make sense.
Well, when it comes to the two of them hunting people down, do you think that there's a way for them to actually redeem Luke, or is he still kind of damned? I mean, he's killed a bunch of people in cold blood, so it's tough for him to just suddenly become a good guy. But then again, we ended the show last time with Siler being a good guy.
Yeah, and he killed a lot more people, a lot more viciously. No, I think he could definitely redeem himself, and it'll be one of those probably self-sacrificing moments where it comes down to he has to choose, and he ends up sacrificing himself for the greater good of the Evos, and I believe that's ultimately what will happen.
Turn around and kill her.
Yeah, I could see him making that difficult choice, and
redemption through death.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also have the kid himself, who's probably the second main character, I would assume. He's Tommy. Looks like he's got the power to be able to teleport stuff wherever he wants it to be, which is a hell of a lot better than what Nightcrawler has, that's for sure.
Now,
when you follow along him with Emily and the boyfriend, I can't remember his name.
I don't know, the jock guy.
What were you going to say about when you first...
I was going to say, when you first saw Tommy use his powers, what did you think was happening? What was your thought of how his power worked? Because I had a few different theories until we found out what exactly happened. But what was your initial thought?
Maybe he did something with a black hole.
That was sort of what I was thinking about. He got rid of things, and I had a couple of different theories. One of them was like he banished things to nowhere, to oblivion. Then I thought, maybe he's transporting things, and where would he transport them to? My third option, I was thinking, well, maybe he's sending things through time, forward or backward in time, which we found out it was the second one. He's actually, physically moving things to a different space based on where he's thinking. But I thought it'd be interesting if, something's a problem with you, you just send them forward 10 years or something like that. But, I don't know if we're going to get into any time powers this time. I know, like Hiro Nakamura, I don't know if I think he's coming back. But as far as other time powers go, I'm not sure if we're going to be getting into that this season. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as the power that Tommy has, I like it a lot. Like you compared it to Nightcrawler a little bit. And that's a really super useful power, to be able to send anything anywhere just based on a thought.
Yeah, I was surprised we found out so quickly.
Yeah, that's something I thought they were going to sort of hold on to for a few more episodes till we find out exactly where these things are going. And I
think about it, 2 episodes just went by, and it's only 13-episode miniseries. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It seems like a good secret, though. And that he didn't use it too much.
Now, what do you think about the what is her name? The girl he's working with, the ice cream girl that he has a crush on?
Emily?
Yes. Now, do you think, because she seemed, at first I was suspicious. I thought maybe she might have some kind of power. Like when she saw Tommy walking out with the couple and she just goes running after him. To me, I'm like,
but he didn't try on his uniform.
He didn't try on his uniform. But that's kind of, I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of nerve or a lot of guts, I guess, to go doing that.
She wants to know more about in general, the powers and the Evos and stuff.
I think it's just the girl's got chutzpah.
That's it.
She's got Zork.
She's got moxie.
Some pizzazz. Curious about what's going on with the boyfriend. I kind of think he might be dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
What do you think actually happened to the stepfather, the evil stepfather? Because we know Tommy didn't do it. The Penny guy came.
Yeah, Penny for Your Thoughts did something. And
it
looks like his power is telepathy, so maybe he just convinced him, hey, just go away.
But why? What's his reasoning for that? Yeah, because I don't think there's no reason that I would think that he would murder him or,
No, he wouldn't.
But the guy disappeared. So what motivation would the Pennyman have for making him disappear? I don't know.
Yeah, why does he want to help Tommy? Why is he following him around? Yeah,
is he another hunter, or I don't know the whole story behind Mr. Pennyman yet. I'm gonna call him Pennyman until I learn more.
Good old Penny
sort
bags.
of protecting Tommy.
Yeah.
Slightly. He's he wants to keep him safe for him. He wants to control him.
I'm not sure.
Or something. I'm not sure, but I really like that storyline with Pennyman.
Mm-hmm. Pennywise.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to say that.
Hey, Tommy, want a balloon? No.
He is somebody who I think is going to turn out to be a good guy because he looks like a bad guy.
Yeah. I know, that's why I love him.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out more.
He kind of seems like a pedophile, though.
Aww.
Because he has
the flower in his coat.
It's the flower, and it's a big suitcase full of pennies.
And the fact that most pedophile people look unthreatening like that. So, I mean, obviously, if he turns out to be a pedophile, he's not going to be a good guy. But, that'd be a weird fucking twist if this is all like a political agenda thing. They try to be like, no, it's fine, you know. But,
I will have to tell you that because you and Kaylin share so much of the same attitude, sense of humor and stuff, that when he opened up his briefcase full of pennies...
Oh, I immediately knew he was going to say
said,
penny for your thoughts.
Yeah, he's going to say that. He's going to say that.
As soon as he put it on they pulled out a penny thing, I was like, oh, he's going to, I knew it. So
yeah.
I thought he was going to say something about like your 2 cents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
I just wanted to get your 2 cents and put 2 pennies down. I don't like that idea, actually. Why is he using pennies to control people's minds? That seems so fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't need the pennies. Maybe it's just a prop that he, likes to...
No, that's
like
one reason why I like him. He's just so weird.
Yeah, his calling card, exactly.
What if they all are, like, the same year?
Oh, that would be even more
And
creepy.
there's some significance of that?
Yeah, that's like the year that, I don't know, he really got into pennies or something. So he's weird. We're going to find out more about him, of course, probably sooner than later, I think. Mm-hmm. I could see that being a guy that, like, by episode 4, we know pretty much everything about.
Now, with Noah, and we saw the Haitian, and, we learned a little bit as far as, Noah's past. He wanted to forget something. What do you think he wanted to forget?
A lot of people, I would assume, are speculating that it's something that he had, like, control over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that easy. I think this is going to be something where, like, he knew, like, based off of, like, either the Molly Walker system that they were talking about, or maybe, like, wasn't Peter's mom prophetic?
Yes. I think that was it.
So she's supposed to be popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe, like, she saw something coming where it was, like, Noah was going to die soon or something like that, and maybe he didn't want to know so he could, like, have fun the rest of his life or something. Or maybe a situation happened where, like, he accidentally killed Claire.
That's one thing that I was thinking. Yeah, maybe he was accidentally responsible, or
maybe want to remember it.
Purposely. Maybe he had to make a tough choice. He was purposefully made that choice and just couldn't live with himself. And
he told his old friend to kill him if he wanted to start looking for it.
Yeah, and if we don't know what happened to Claire, and you kind of assume that she's probably not going to be returning because Hayden Panettiere is bigger now.
Right.
I don't expect her to show up and be fine.
No.
So she'll probably have been dead since even before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's probably something that he made a tough call. And he was just like, I got to forget about it. Tell me that she's missing. And I haven't talked to her for a while.
Yeah.
And then, well, she must have died in that thing. That kind of, whatever. That's an easier way to, like, stomach it. Like, if I was a dad and, I was, say, driving my car, got into a car accident, my kid died. I think I would rather think somebody hit me and killed them than that it was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is happening right now.
We just don't know enough to really.
Yeah, that makes sense, though. I mean, that theory, that's kind of what I was thinking, that he had more responsibility in the tragic events than we know, and he just kind of wanted to wipe that. So I guess we'll just find out soon and see what's all up with that.
Then we've got, I gotta say it right now, people are gonna hate me for it. One of my least favorite things I've ever seen in any volume of Heroes, Katana Girl.
Yeah.
This is so fucking dumb.
I couldn't believe it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I when I was watching that, when it got to that part and it switched to the computer animation, out loud, I said, really?
Mm.
I literally said, really? Like, come on.
I stopped my recording, went, got something to eat. I was like, I'm going to have to just have something else to busy myself with this. If they're going to waste my time and they're going to be like, wouldn't it be cool if you could get into a video game? Fuck you.
I think they did it for the next generation. They wanted to get a different group of people to start watching it.
All right, but what was the most cringe-worthy line of that whole storyline?
Oh, probably all of it, because when I'm reading these subtitles and it's just like, I gotta do that for my father, and whatever.
No,
I hated it all, but none of it stood out.
They subtitle it well.
The worst line was when the guy said, Leroy Jenkins. It's like, oh, come on. I was like, really? Come on.
They should have just named the character Leroy.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be okay with that.
Leroy Shimasawa.
Yeah.
I hate this story already. I hate everything about it. I don't like the idea that she can go into video games. I don't like the idea that we're seeing the video game because that seems lame as all hell. And I don't like the idea that it's just like, I gotta go save my father. Who the fuck's your father? I don't care. Like,
hopefully the storyline itself will get interesting. But I really think they did it just for a younger crowd.
Well, how far in the future? Well, no, I guess it couldn't be. I was going to say she couldn't be related to Hiro Nakamura, could she?
I don't know how far in the future it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
She seems...
Because I think she's too old to be his daughter or something.
Technically, she could be. Because he could always just go back in the past.
Hey, there you go.
Oh.
Like, he could be the great-great-grandfather of... I forgot her dad's name. Something Atomo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, the sword's the same one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
One part of it I did like. It was towards the very end of the second episode. It's where she's in the video game. She sheathed the sword, and then she's inside the Yamagato building, and then there's also security guards around her. And I thought that was kind of cool how they taught, it's like, okay, she's out of the video game and here's where she is in real life. I kind of like that part.
I did, because then that's telling you, okay, this whole thing isn't going to be in a goddamn video game.
You know what's weird though? The ramifications behind that. If she was in the video game and then she went into real world and a bunch of real cops and security guards were around her, does that mean when she goes back in the video game and she kills them, she's killing these cops?
That's what I was thinking. She's slicing people in half, cutting heads off.
I laughed out loud because that is the first thing I thought of. Oh my God, she's cutting these guys' heads off.
Like, poor guys. She just popped up in the middle of nowhere. They're security guards. That's their job. And they're like, holy fuck, did you see this Evo, most likely, just popped up with a goddamn sword? Let's go take her down. Ah, my head.
Don't touch my sword.
Oh, man. I hope that they figure out a better way to do this. And it's not just like this brainstorming session that they had when they were trying to figure out powers. And they were just like, it'd be cool if we had somebody go into a video game.
That's exactly what it was. And I was thinking the same thing, too. They were just sitting around the writer's rooms like, you know what would be cool? To have somebody who's in a video game. It's like, come on.
Even worse about it is the stereotyping behind it. It's gotta be a Japanese girl with a sword who's like...
Yeah.
It's just playing up to like the 4chan crowd or something.
Yeah,
Yellow Fever and shit.
Like, yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. That's my least favorite thing so far. But my second least favorite thing is actually El Vengador. And you would think that I would like it because I like Masked Vigilantes. Mm-hmm. I like wrestling. I'm not a big fan of luchador wrestling 100%, but that should be something where I'm like, oh, Batman and wrestling? Fuck. Amazing. Yet, that little kid's annoying, and I don't like the guy yet.
Yeah, the guy, I'm not too warmed up to him yet. Now, I'm not sure exactly how far he's going to go because he ended up tracking down the one officer, the police officer, and, getting more names, getting more information as far as the name of who put him up to it. And then he was talking to the priest.
I like the priest.
Who's like the smoke monster from Lost, I think. And I'm not really sure what's going on with that storyline, but I'd like to find out exactly how far he's going to take that.
I think they could improve him. He's going to the character is going to
The-
evolve. But
well,
I really
what I
didn't
originally
like the little boy.
Yeah, what I originally thought is that he was going to start donning the mask and, become the character. Or now I'm thinking, it could be the son, but I don't know. I think he's still too young.
No, he's too young.
Nah, he's going to be the Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And he's got a power that
see
explains
that.
it too. Like, if you can phase through stuff, then he won't get hurt.
Yeah.
So they don't have to have, like, the little kid gets his ass beat. Some, corrupt cops come up to him. They're like, all right, well, you got a little kid now, too. Well, we'll just beat the shit out of him with our fucking batons instead. So, I don't know. There's potential behind it, but at the same time, I'm going to have to give that a miss right now. Although the costume's okay. It makes sense in this world.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could go on. It can get better, but right now I'm not really liking it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it right now either. At the moment, I'll have to give it a miss. That could turn around soon, maybe even next episode. But for now, I'm going to say that one's a miss in my book as well.
So, backtracking a little bit, given our hits and misses for these different characters. Went through that already. Katana Girl, a miss from all of us?
I say miss.
Yes.
What about Molly?
Molly? Well, we didn't even really learn that she was Molly until the very end, basically. I say it's still too early to make a call on that. We didn't really see her use her power yet. So I'm gonna say no vote on that one. I can't really give a vote either way yet. It's still too early for me.
I'm gonna say miss. I think that this idea of the trust fund kid thing, which she doesn't look like a kid, so I don't know why they're really even saying that. That's gonna hinder it too much for me.
No, the trust fund kid was supposed to be the other one, the assistant,
the brunette.
Yes, her. That was supposed to be her, right? Yeah, but I mean, but
she's got some kind of money from somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably like the evil people that are going to be the
she-
Linderman for the season or something.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like she offered Molly it.
Yeah, but as far as the Molly scene or the Molly storyline so far, like I said, it's still too early. If I had to choose, I'd probably say miss for now because there's not enough there to sort of get me, I don't know, to get my interest in it yet. But I'm open-minded, so we'll see.
What about you, Angie? Hit or miss for Molly?
We still don't know that much, but right now I'm going to say a miss. But the storyline of Noah having to search for her, I like, but Molly's own personal storyline, I'm not liking.
All right, so Penny, for your thoughts.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued so far.
I'm in the middle of this. I don't know. I mean, I guess we can kind of tie that in mostly with Tommy's story. It seems like that's where he revolves around.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll probably overlap a lot. And I'm okay with Tommy's story, so I'll give all that in general a hit.
I have to agree with you on that one. The Tommy storyline, I'm enjoying. I think they're doing well with that so far. It's got me interested. I want to see what's happening next with that. And I just like what they've done so far. So I'm going to say Tommy, hit. I'm going to say Pennyman, hit. Let's see who else is involved. We got the
Hunters.
Yep. With them,
I'm giving them a hit too.
You think? Well,
it makes sense that like we lost our kid, so now we're pissed, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't like them as characters, but they're serving a good purpose, I guess, storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm on the fence right now. I don't know. I might feel different when he turns his cards over and actually shows where his loyalties are. If he ends up switching sides or whatever and turning on his wife.
For me, I'm definitely going to say Pennyman, that character, and Tommy's storyline a hit.
What about the couple?
I think the couple, they're good tie-in characters. Like they could travel in between different characters.
Mm-hmm.
But they really need to start doing more with them.
Yeah, I want to see exactly where they're going to go next. I mean, I thought it was surprising that they didn't actually shoot Quentin, or they shot him, but they didn't kill him when they stole Noah's car.
Yeah.
So that shows maybe they actually do have a little bit of a conscience.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. They could have just shot him in the head.
Exactly. So
maybe it's because he wasn't an Evo.
That could be.
Yeah, but how would they know?
I mean, the woman, she doesn't seem to have much of a conscience.
Oh no! Well, when they broke out of that room, they busted the window and got the security guy or whatever, and then there was a room full of people on computers, and they just murdered like 20
just went
people
off and shot everyone.
They weren't Evos, so
yeah.
They
All right,
didn't
there
say
goes
a
that
single
theory.
word.
I know. Yeah, never mind. They're terrible people. Well, she is anyway.
Yeah, she started shooting before Luke got a chance to really tell her to stop. And then Luke's like, "Oh, I guess we're doing this now." But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's sort of making me mad.
So she is not long for this world.
No.
She's if you're gonna guarantee anybody's death in this, totally Joanne.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Except for Carlos's brother, who's already dead.
Well, yeah.
I don't even remember his name in there.
Don't know.
Actually, I don't even remember the kid's name.
I don't think we heard it too often.
They said the kid's name.
It's Denny. It's twice. I don't know. Let's just call him Raul.
Oh,
Little Raul.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They said it a couple of times, but I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah, I actually couldn't even figure out what their relationship was at first.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to be like, uncle kind of thing. Like, I thought he was like a stepdad for a little bit there because they mentioned the mom and stuff. Which I hope that they don't do that story where like he had a relationship with the mom.
Oh, I hope they don't go.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I don't want to see like, well, I left because you loved my brother instead, and she's like, well, I still love you, and you're a good second place now that he's dead. Like,
Oh, jeez.
Fucking Lone Ranger. Music was pretty much the same as it used to be. Wendy and Lisa seem like they're back. I didn't double check that though.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear the whole like, yeah, kind of weird fucking thing that happens with the eclipse and stuff. I always like that. The music's good. A lot of the weird things that happen with this, though, I've gotten used to the songs over the past couple of years. Though I know, like, when they switch to something that sounds darker.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember which song exactly it was. I think it's Claire's theme. There was a part of this first or second episode where they were playing that in the background, and I'm like, uh-oh, it's coming up to, like, the suspense part. And then it was like, uh-oh, now we're going to switch over to this. And I'm like, I fucking knew it. Now I'm like ruining it for myself kind of by knowing that. Kind of like when like the Jaws theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it goes like, dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. And you're like, okay, when it speeds up, it's going to get to the da-da-da kind of thing. And you can see that coming, that's when the shark's going to pop up. So I hope that they don't run into that trap too many times and ruin all of the suspense.
Yeah, I was going to say,
show.
what you're saying, you're spoiling it for yourself because you memorized all the musical cues?
Yeah.
But pretty much if anyone pays attention to TV or movies, that they'll be able to pick it up.
Oh, yeah, they put those things in there for foreshadowing. So, I mean, it's one of those things that if you pick up on, then you're just paying attention.
You're just doomed.
Yeah.
I think the special effects have gotten a little bit better. What about you guys?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. The special effects have gotten better. Still a couple of things that I saw. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like the fire effect when Molly like sprayed the thing at the. That fire effect was kind of to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are some of the other ones?
The smoke they could have done better.
I thought the smoke was actually pretty good.
They did a pretty good job, but I still. Every now and then it's like,
Priesty McSmoke-a-lot. That's what I'm going to call him. I don't know.
Pretty sure that is his real name.
I think that's it. Let's see. The butterfly.
It might be Reverend Priesty.
Reverend. The butterfly in the beginning was it was okay. It could have been better. I mean, obviously CGI, but I don't know. For the most part, I'd say the effects definitely are a step up from what we've known in the series before.
So if there's one character that you want to see return, who would it be?
Oh, man. I'd have to say Sylar. If I could have any character come back, I'd have to say Sylar because he was my favorite.
Angie, what
I
about
know it's
you?
never going to
I,
happen,
I
but
can't remember his name right now.
which one?
The
Which power?
the Japanese
Hero?
guy. Yeah,
Hero
who
Nakamura
became, yes.
or Ando?
Oh,
Oh, I
Right.
love Ando.
Yeah, his friend. You know, remember the pair of them? Hero
Ando's
was
got my favorite line out of any of the volumes. At the very beginning of it, when he says superhero, for some reason he puts da
yeah,
at the end of it, and
him.
he's like, superhero da.
Him.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Hero Nakamura.
yeah.
Hero Nakamura.
He
Yeah,
was
Hero's
one of
definitely
my,
coming back.
Yeah,
he was
I,
my favorite character.
yeah, no, he is one of my favorites too.
I was so sad when he was gone.
But I'd have to say, if anybody, I would pick Siler.
Hope that when Hero returns, he's got a sweet Nissan Versa.
Was he in a commercial for that or something, or what?
They made a big tie-in.
I don't
That first
remember
season,
that.
he had to get the Nissan Versa. That's like the car that he was driving in the Vision or whatever like that kind of a thing.
Gosh, I forget that part of it.
Yeah, I don't want to remember that.
Well, they had a different one this time, and they just beat you over the head with it. And that's actually my biggest miss of the whole thing. I'm watching The Biggest Loser.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought that was kind of. I was like, all right, well, I guess it's the same network, right? Sure, they can do that. Why not?
They showed it way too much. That was just like a mercy plea of Biggest Loser's not getting that
yeah.
great of a rating anymore. Can you please put it on your show and just endorse it? Like, that's definitely my biggest miss. And my biggest hit, I'd probably have to say, I like the idea of Conspiracy Nut and HRG.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the story is that they're going to build up to, I'm up for the ride with those two.
I agree. I would say my biggest hit so far of the first two episodes is Noah and Quentin and their storyline and trying to figure out what's going on. My biggest miss, probably have to go with Katana Girl so far. Unless they find a way to spin that around into something, I'm gonna say that I don't really care too much about that. It just seems kind of just tacked on and just kind of fan service. You know, it's just
Why doesn't she just use Game Genie?
up, down, down, left, right.
Yeah, and, Infinite Lives.
I'm going to go with the same exact thing Kaylin just said.
Both for
Wait.
the hit or miss.
Yeah, the Noah and Quentin storyline, and then Katana Girl.
Poor
Or Max.
Katana Girl. Kind of want her to die.
I don't. I mean, I want to see what they're gonna do with it, but they really need to do something.
I mean, I
else
could
with
see
it.
her dying a few episodes in, after the father is rescued and we find out the significance of that, because I can't see her being a main character for the entire duration of the 13 episodes. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe she'll be the big hero at the end, but
She's just gonna chop the fucking Eclipse.
yes, there you go. But I don't know. I'm just not on board with that one yet.
See, I think they're gonna really miss an opportunity if they're gonna do this stupid video game story and they don't do the joke that they did with Futurama, where she dies and then she just comes back and he's like, "I got another life."
Yeah.
Just
Instead-
kill her off, have everybody think she's dead. The next episode, she comes back up and she's just like, "No, I had another guy." So before we end this, we need to just plug some stuff. Anything that's going on in our world that we want you guys to be aware of, that we're working on, or whatever the case may be. Kaylin, anything you want to toss out there for people?
Sure. If you guys would like to follow me on the Twitter, it's at Kaylin Ferris.
Angie, anything on your end?
No.
No rock projects or anything?
Oh, don't. No.
What was that?
Oh, Drew's on the line.
Hey guys.
Oh, he's a little late. Well, I would like to tell people if they are interested in fiber art at all that they should go on Ravelry and sign up.
Ravelry. There you go.
Ravelry.com.
For all you, was it fiber?
For all your fiber art needs.
Yes, and I am Angie Pie 18 on it.
Okie dokie, everybody. On my side of things for the plugs, make sure that you check out everything else that's coming your way from fanboysanonymous.com. I don't know for sure what review points we're going to be having coming up soon for different episodes of TV shows. Kind of like a lot of stuff have already happened. Some stuff's still coming up, but we don't know if we're going to be able to get around to doing them. So if you really, really want to request us doing something, leave it in the comments below and tell us, and we'll try our best to do that. But of course, we've got other things that are coming your way. We've got another not for real. It's not for real anymore. I'm not used to that anymore. We got another monthly movie club that's going to be coming up, and it's most likely going to be Wes Craven films. Because
All right.
not only
yeah.
is Halloween coming up, but of course to honor Wes Craven after he just recently passed away. We've got New York Comic Con coming up, so if you are going to New York Comic Con, make sure that you watch out for Fanboys Anonymous. We'll be interviewing people, taking pictures, doing a bunch of crazy shit. And if we do another group meeting, whenever that is, we'll get you guys on that one too. So if you are interested in that kind of stuff, follow that. If you're interested in the pro wrestling side of things under a Mago Tree, go to smarkoutmoment.com. And if you want to just hear people randomly bullshit and just talk about whatever, listen to the All Talk Show. You can find all those links on thealltalkshow.com and on smarkoutmoment.com, respectively. And that's it for episode 20 of the Review Point. Thank you all for listening to us. Make sure that you like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that other jazz. And stay tuned to fanboysanonymous.com. I'm Tony Mango, and I'm a fanboy. See you next time, everybody.